Okay.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Content Profit Show. This is Jeff Herring, your host, and our guest today is Yana GY. Welcome to the show, Yana.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. So happy to be here.
Well, I am happy you're here, too. Now, the question that everybody wants to know, okay, and you don't have to answer it, everybody does want to know it, is
Yeah.
what the heck does the GY stand for?
That's a good one. Those are actually my initials from my middle and last name.
Okay, I figured as much. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was some sacred code
Yes,
or whatever. All right,
no,
so
my
tell
real name.
everybody what's that?
It's my real name, basically.
Okay,
So
so I could be Jeff KH. Okay,
yeah,
I got it.
yeah.
Okay, all right, that'll work. That'll work. So you're well known on Substack and know my folks and your folks and the people that are coming in, and welcome everybody. Uh, Tell us who you are and how you got into this Substack thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have been trying to find a proper way to do something online because I want to do something online for so many years, and then some while trying to find a better way and proper way for me that fits into my schedule of my 9 to 5, I came out and found out about Medium. So I started there 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago actually, but for 1 year. So I started and tested and learned. Didn't really went all in on Medium. I wanted to understand the platform first, and it took me about 1 year actually to
Yeah,
figure
I hear
things.
you. I hear you.
But then I started consistently last year on February, and then it started happening really fast. So I built myself a system how to approach things online. And I always got the mindset that I shouldn't be on just one platform. So I wanted to be on other platforms as well. And I have also applied the same approach for Amazon and also for YouTube. Not so much consistent there right now. I just wanted to do it one by one.
Right.
So I needed a platform where my writing should be, and then Medium changed, and I had to switch that writing platform because it's first for me it's first writing, and then all of the other types of content like books for Amazon and videos for YouTube and
Sure.
all. Yeah.
Sure.
And Medium changed last year, and that's how I got to Substack. But also for another reason, I initially wanted to write about artificial intelligence, and I couldn't really do that on Medium because new management created this negative connotation for
Yep.
artificial intelligence,
Yep.
and I was writing there and people were really accepting this really good, but then some other people come and start like commenting and telling me that it's actually forbidden on Medium and why I'm writing this, and it's different
Yeah.
thing, one thing to write about artificial intelligence, but then totally another thing to write with artificial intelligence. And that's actually another topic, whether this should be such a negative thing or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. We'll get to that one, at some point.
Uh,
What Yana, what did you do in the beginning that was different from everyone else?
yeah, good question. I approach this as a business. I,
Okay. That's huge.
yeah, I think a lot of us who are doing something online, writing online, want to approach this as a business, but for some reason I keep hearing people say that they have like some concerns selling things online and promoting themselves, and that's actually the first thing that you need to learn if you want to make money, any money actually online. So
Yeah.
it's part of business.
At really anything, right? I mean, I remember when I was a counseling psychologist, it was like considered the worst thing you could possibly do to promote yourself.
Yeah.
And I lived in a city we called it, Tallahassee was teeming with mental health, more therapists than cab drivers. And so one day, a colleague of mine, we were running adolescent groups, and we put a little 3x5 ad in the paper
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the blowback we got from that, you'd have thought we slept with a client or something. I mean, it was crazy. But that was the beginning of the turn. And then when I got a weekly relationship column, people went, "Oh, you can do this." Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you mentioned earlier that you have a 9 to 5, and we've talked about how you're in a whole lot of different countries, even
Yeah.
in the same month. Are you home now, or are you traveling?
Yes, I'm home now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So that gets me to the next question, because I've seen somewhere where you say you do all this stuff in 2 hours,
Yeah.
okay, a day, and I have the simple question of how.
Yes. Yes. Very good question. Um, this is actually a workflow that yeah, I'm not gonna say some fancy stuff here. There's no system. I'm not getting up early at 5 o'clock in the morning. I love to sleep a lot. I'm just doing things with the idea to stay efficient and not waste too much time. So remove all of the distractions, but not only. When you do something, you just really stay focused and try to do it the fastest possible way, the better, the best, the highest quality way. But truth is, it is because when artificial intelligence became a thing, I wanted to figure out how to use it in the proper way, the right way. So I have created several of those GPTs that I also offer on Substack for myself. And if I have to name one trick, this is it. It's just helping me now. And now it's actually not to write some few notes, like 3 5 notes per day, post on social media and write one article per day, not paid, but free article per day, takes
Mhm.
me less than 1 hour today.
Gee, I love that. I love that. And I wanted everybody to hear that because it's possible. I understand it because I often get people asking me, well, how can you run and manage 35 other people's accounts and not spend 24/7? And it's the same thing. It's a system. One, two, three, four, boom, and then it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
And so, what's been the biggest roadblock for you? We're talking about good stuff. What's been the biggest roadblock for you on Substack?
On Substack, I couldn't really think about some.
That's okay if there isn't one.
Well, not really. I mean, yeah, if I have to name one, um,
And you don't have to, but
no, I can't really. It's basically Substack is everything that I love doing online. It's a lot similar to what I do in my 9 to 5 job because my background is marketing, product marketing, product development, sales, advertising, digital marketing, content creation, all of that. But most of all, creation of subscription-based services and selling and building like clients, entertaining them, and working with millions of clients actually. So it's very similar and something that I love doing. So I'm not anything that comes to my road blocking it. I
well,
find a way.
that's okay. You don't have to have one. And as I was listening to you, I thought the reason that you don't is you came to this with a system
Yeah,
and you focus. And the advantage, in one way, I want to say, everybody, go out and get a 9 to 5 job, and then do this at night. Because look, look at the focus that Yana has. No, I'm not serious.
no,
I'm morbidly unemployable. I've never had a full time job as an
yeah,
adult ever, and so yeah. But take advantage of what she's saying. If you don't have a system, create one. Find
yeah,
out one, discover one, create one, and then focus. And that absolutely. Now you got this interesting new thing going on called Substack Quest, which by itself is a cool name. It sounds like a movie. Tell us about what is Substack Quest, Yana?
yeah. Thank you so much. I wanted it to be different. It's basically it's a quest. It's not a course. There is a course in it, and actually there are some multiple courses. So it's made of 7 domains. I call them domains, but actually you can call them modules or chapters if you like. But each one of those seven has a course part, a challenge part, a community part, and some experiences that I'm gonna build. And it's built in a step by step logical way. The way that I believe Substack should be implemented whenever you launch a new Substack or relaunch an existing Substack, or you just want to review and optimize your Substack for better conversion rate or better growth of free subscribers or free plus paid subscribers. I believe this is the right way. And on Substack, I'm seeing a lot of writers who are doing things like differently and start trying to grow, focus on growth before they figure out, for example, positioning or their offer, and then they struggle. So that's why I created this in this quest format because I believe it's much simpler and easier to implement for people.
I like that, and it's not like you go 8 steps ahead and then come back and do the other one. When you're on a quest, it's
Yeah,
step, 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 step. Now, folks can get that as part of your paid membership.
yeah.
Okay. All right. And so the links, you can probably link there from here, folks, and it'll be in the show notes. Okay. So Yana is one of those people. If she's doing it, go get it. Okay. So Substack Quest. Now, um, this may have already been answered, but what's your favorite Substack growth tool?
Notes. It's not.
Notes? I
It's
thought you
not.
might say that. Yeah.
Yes. Everybody should be on notes. I don't know why people are not a lot of people now. More and more are getting on notes, but I think all of us should be on notes if we want to grow. And if you're not so, guys, if you're not growing fast enough, just be more on notes. That's
What you
key.
just said is so true because I was maybe doing one infrequently, and then I saw you and some others saying that. I went, well, okay. And I started doing like 3 a day, and things came up a little bit. But folks, the way Yana and I met is I started using her tool for notes, and it was just, oh my gosh, and I was able to do it for myself, do it for my clients. It was
Yeah.
quick. And then on one particular note, when it got to 100 likes, I told you about it. I was
Yes.
waiting until 100 to tell you. And then when it got to 500, I told you again, and that's how we got on the first one of these, right?
Yeah.
And so I echo what you're saying. Do notes, folks, and get Yana's tool, and we'll give you a link for that in a minute. Yana, what do you think it is about notes in this whole crowded, overblown social media? Got to be, grinding 24/7. Which, by the way, is only good for sausage, folks. Don't do that. What do you think it is about notes that makes it so special?
I think it's maybe about Substack in itself in general is the fact that we as writers and creators can grow organically so fast by doing basically the same thing that we would do on any other social media, except you gain subscribers and not followers. One thing, and then the other thing
Big
is
difference. Yeah.
they are directly monetizable, and actually you're not standing in the way of the business model and the strategy of the platform, which is the case with most of social media. It's quite the opposite. Substack has has in its interest, business interest, to help you grow those subscribers and even help you convert them. And there's a lot of functionalities that actually help us convert, and that's really amazing. And the second thing I think it's even more amazing is that any type of audience you grow from social media, you could go to a conversion rate as high as 3 point something, highest I have seen. I have been
Mhm.
working with a lot of clients in my 9 to 5, and also what I see from other creators online is still the same. On Substack, you go 5%, 10%. I have seen 18%, and that's something normal, you know. I,
Isn't that crazy? That's normal. And I've even seen some people talking about they've abandoned all their other social media
Yeah.
and are on Substack and doing notes and regular posts and email, and that's the whole show.
Yeah.
Um, for everybody that's just joining us, we're talking about Substack notes, and for Ayana, for the folks that are new, let's go back. Talk to me like I'm four. What is a Substack note?
Okay.
Do I write it and stamp it and mail it somewhere? I mean, what do I do?
It's something, so it's a short form piece of content where you write just some sentences and deliver some value of your knowledge to other people who you would like to work with in the future, who you would like to have them in your, like, in your audience or something.
Ooh, I
That's,
like that part. Who you would like to have in your future and
yeah.
like to have as part of your audience. I like that a lot. It's. I think the interesting thing
Approach
about
knows,
it.
like, I think some of them, yeah. Okay. Now my internet connection is unstable again. Why that
For
happens?
a second, I don't know. It's probably me,
No,
but we're good.
I got notification. Okay.
And
Okay.
so, you know, for those of us that have come to Substack from Medium, they focus on word count and say the bigger word count, the better. And there was a couple people that did publications that were like around 150, but that was rare. We're not even talking 150 for a note word count. We're talking it can be 10, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, or more. You know,
Yeah.
um, so think of it as a tiny mini micro article, folks.
Yeah.
A tiny mini micro article. I just made that up. And that's
I
what we're
like to
getting
call them
at.
as mini newsletters. So the things that you would send to your subscriber newsletter,
Right.
just tiny mini version of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. The other thing I've begun to do is that if I get an idea about something, I'll just put that idea as a note,
Yeah.
and see what response it gets. And if it's crickets and maybe one or two people, liking it, well, but if I get a whole bunch or hundreds, or like that one that went viral, now we're well over 600 now. Um, Folks that know me, okay, and you can answer here in the chat if you want to. Folks that know me, if I write a note and it gets over 600 responses, do you think I might turn that into a product? You know, Heck yeah, I'm working on it right now. And the same thing for you guys, folks. Pay attention to the ones that do well, and it can become an article, a video, a short product, a bigger product. I mean, besides all the incredible engagement it gets. I've been doing this thing for 20 years, 18 of them full time, and I've never seen engagement like I see on Substack Notes.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. And also, that's actually part of my system to make things happen so fast. I start with notes. I don't start with long form content. I start with notes. See things that resonate best with the audience, and then turn them into different types of content. Actually,
That's brilliant. That's brilliant repurposing from notes. I love it. And so we've talked a lot about notes, and I alluded to this a little while ago, folks. The tool that I use is Yana's GPT for notes. Okay, is that what you call it? GPT for notes?
yeah,
Notes
custom
GPT, something like
notes.
that. Okay.
I call it notes.
Um,
Notes, right?
and folks, not only do I use it for me, I use it for all my clients that I manage their Substack. Okay, and so if you're wondering, okay, now this will be in the show notes, but I'm going to actually say it now. Okay, go to jeffherring.com/notes. Simple as can be. jeffherring.com/notes. And I highly recommend it. I use it. I don't think it's true to say I use it every day. I think it's true to say I use it every hour, just
Yeah.
about, because it's that good and that powerful. And I'm loving it. Thank you for putting that in there, folks. Look, we got an accomplice here, Yana. Type in the link into there. Thank you. Can't see the name, but thank you. Um, and so, yeah. So, any final words of wisdom you want to leave with the folks before we wrap up?
Oh, I just be on notes. now is the time, because I believe it's not gonna stay that long. So we should definitely be on notes, all of us, right now.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's in. Yeah, you. And so we'll celebrate you like we are right now. Uh, that's like everything online. Things change. Okay. I don't know if you've been around long enough to remember something called e-zine articles. You remember that?
Yeah, I have heard that, but I never was.
Okay. That platform built my list and built my business. Okay. And then all of a sudden it went in a different direction and nothing. And so then it was LinkedIn publishing and then Medium and now it's Substack. So people are saying, well, what happens if Substack goes? Folks, it's the system. Yana uses a system, I use a system, and it's similar between all these platforms. You can use those wherever. And I think you're right, Yana, that notes will eventually become different or get complicated or have too many people there. But I think we're months, if not years away from there. So don't let that get in the way, folks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dive in to notes.
I definitely, I truly believe we are getting there. So, because I'm a product manager, in my heart, in my veins, in my blood. So every product has a life cycle. It's
Right,
You launch it, then it's the growth phase, and then it's maturity, and then it's a decline. And Substack is in its growth phase, but it's slowly getting to maturity where it's actually slowing down, and it's really happening. Because last year when I started on Substack, it was enough to put just one note and interact with like two, three, five people and get
right.
five subscribers per day. Now, in order to get those same number of subscribers, I need to post three notes, or but I already have an audience, But if somebody new comes and starts, and people telling me from my audience, they give me this feedback. It's not enough just one note. If you're brand new and don't have an audience, you have to really at least three, five, why not 10 notes, and stay and be active on that platform, like really deep dive into this and go all in. And if you have to spend 2 hours per day only for that to build your audience, and it's getting harder. So,
Yeah, and absolutely, you need more now. The analogy I use for that is fishing. Okay, if you're fishing for fun, you know, get a boat, an adult beverage, your favorite beverage, and out there, and let that thing just rest in the water. That line rest in the water. If you're fishing to eat, you know, 3 to 5 lines in the water are going to be a little bit better. It's
yeah,
it's multiplying your chances, and not just by 5 times. I think it's multiples to do
yes,
that. So yeah, get after it. All right, Yana, thank you so much again. We'll do this again sometime, I'm sure.
definitely.
And so, folks, thank you for being here. A lot of places you could have been, whether you're listening live or on the on-demand broadcast. And if you're not live, where were you? Hey, that's just a little nod to you watching it. Okay. And so thank you for being here. A lot of places you could have been. You chose to be with us. And so we appreciate that. And folks, as always, you know what to do. Go use this stuff. And thanks once again, Yana.
Thank you too, Jeff. It was a pleasure.